Right, welcome back to Let's Play Populous. This is part 4, I think. Yeah, about to do weaving parts, the rock and lava one where they can just do nights. This is the first one that they can do nights. So hopefully they'll do a night, but it's very easy because they're very low and the water is fatal, and you can do swamps. So the hard bit is they start off with more people than you, so they build up a bit faster than you at the start. But if I do the squeeze a person out trick, I should quickly build up. So off we go. I was hoping to land on our plop out or bad towel, because bad towel is the hardest of them all, and our plop out is a bit harder. This one is actually quite easy. Or is it our plop out that's the easy one? Yeah, I think our plop out's the easiest, but I like our plop out because our plop out is one of my favourite worlds. It has a good terrain layout at the start that I like. But yeah, weaving part's okay. So squeeze it. Oh, don't have to squeeze a person out. He's already there. Another one. Shield their leader to keep an eye on him. Yeah, I never showed that before on the last rock and lava, but I'll move my papal magnet so you can see. You see, it's some sort of dressing table mirror thing, like look, there's a mirror or a glass window or something. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's like a dressing table mirror. It's just weird. I don't know how that's supposed to represent evil. You know, a skull I can understand, and I can sort of, you know, on bitmap, I didn't mention it by the way, the good pub magnet on bitmap is one of the old style computer mouses, you know, with two flat buttons, and it's not really ergonomic. One of those old style ones. You don't get them anymore. Yeah, with two flat buttons on it, not sort of rounded buttons. Yeah, that's the good papa magnet, and the evil one is a sort of black and red joystick, video game joystick. You know, yes, I don't know. I can understand how a skull is supposed to represent evil, but how a bedroom mirror cabinet with a drawer section is supposed to represent evil, I don't know. There you go. Is that done? Yeah, so no flood warning, so there's no more mucking about with 2 tiers, meaning I can build more quickly now and have more mana at the start. Yeah, I put it on fight and settle. Which one? Oh, he's going for the person. See, I hate this, how they go for the person. Don't let me worry about the person, I'll drown him. I'd rather have the build. It's the building I want. And that's that done. You don't want to let them get a foothold in your territory, otherwise a person will come out and then they'll build another house and you'll have 2 houses to deal with instead of 1. So you always want to, if you can, nip them in the bud. Yeah, that's the house they won. That's the person who came out. There he is. That's that castle. Oh, leader's in a weird grey fort thing. And so even though I started on with 1 person, I now have lots more people than they do. My population's higher because I build faster. You see, if you try that trick with 2 tiers on this one, I'll show you in a second, as soon as I get rid of this house. And then just that one. Good. Drown him. Where is... oh, look at all these rocks. See if I can find a place for him to build here. Nope. Oh, there we go. Good. Get rid of that. Put it back to fight and settle. 2 tiers. 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 2 tiers yeah, there's no quick way of getting land down, because there's a quick way of getting land up like that. Just create a mountain, then lower it. But to get land down to sea level, you have to. I mean, if it's really high, you can just keep going lower like that. You know, like this. You just keep going lower, and that will get the land down. But to get the land down to sea level, you have to just sort of lower it bit by bit, and it takes ages. One more. Just nip this in the bud. It's more their people. See, if you create a mountain here, like that, as big as I did on when it was 2 tiers, like that, to get it down, you can't go lower than sea level. See, so you can't get the edge bit down. So only do that when you're on 2 tiers. To get the other bits down, you have to do it manually like that. So the highest mountain you can create to create land in 1 tier is that, no higher, because then you can get it all down without moving the cursor. If you understand me. Get that. You might create a knight in this one. I've sort of talked a bit more in this one, and sort of let them grow a bit instead of building more, because I wanted to demonstrate a few things. So they might create a knight actually. I hope they do, because it's interesting. Obviously, dealing with a knight in this world is extremely easy, because one, you can do swamps, but even if you don't have enough mana for swamps, if you're really rubbish at this game, you can still drown them. And drowning is easy in this one because the water's fatal. So they've made the first encounter with knights pretty easy, because you can easily get rid of the knight without having to fight him. Just drown him in the fatal water. It's easier than swamping actually. Swamping a knight, as I said, is tricky because a knight has better AI than a walker. A walker will just fall into a swamp obliviously like a lemming, whereas a knight knows there's a swamp there and he'll try to walk around it. But so the only way to swamp a knight is to do the swamp so it's underneath him, and then he can't escape, and he has to fall in it. Remember when I first played this, I thought it was pretty sort of hard. I thought I tried to swamp the knight, and he avoided it. I thought that he was really clever and unbeatable, but you just have to do the swamp underneath him. Really want to get rid of all these evil houses. They're really annoying. See, that's what happens. If you let one of them in, they sort of they gain a foothold. Then you have to. It's tricky to get rid of them all. This one won't win that fight. You see, because he wasn't strong enough. He'll win though easily. That's that. He's going to create another castle for me. Goody. There we go. Yeah, they might create a knight, but they're sort of all they're sort of stagnated now because I've had it on fight and settle, and their leader's gone. Yeah, the leader's gone. I'll never get another leader because he's in my territory, so I might as well just give up waiting for them to do a knight. They won't do one. I'll never get a leader now. I'll just keep it on fight and settle and win this. Because I had it on fight and settle to get those few houses, but my walkers have sort of gone into their territory and taken a load more of their castles. So, a bit easy now. Is another castle? Also, I don't understand Armageddon, because if you do Armageddon, you end up with no houses, no settlements or castles, settlement number 9s, at all. And so, well, if you complete it normally without Armageddon, so you should get fewer points anyway. You know, it doesn't make any sense, because if you have an Armageddon, you get rid of all your houses, where if you don't, you keep your houses, so you should... I don't know, it's just silly. You should get more points for having houses when you win. Yeah, just do Armageddon now. Just play the waiting game. Then we're on to the next world. Yeah, so I'll get up to 500 because I think it's 500. I think it changes your title every 100 worlds. Like you go from, well, I think it's like that. I think you go into Immortal a bit earlier, but I'm pretty sure you turn into Eternal God after 500. I think. Let's wait for this. Yeah, 100. See, I get 100,000 now because I did Armageddon. I just don't get it. Oh yeah, we're now immortal now. We actually get to immortal now. Yeah. Yeah. It makes more sense to do it after 100 worlds, but we're immortal now. We were mortal, but now we're immortal. I don't know when that happened because I didn't notice the last one. So we're now immortal. I think it's after 50 because yeah, if this is after 50, yeah, it is after 50. Yeah, I think you turn into immortal once you get past 50. Because yeah, that makes sense. Because 50 is a nice round number. Yeah, you get to immortal after 50, and then after 100 you get to eternal, and then after 200 or something, or maybe 300 you get to greater being, and then after 500 you get to eternal God or something like that. But I suppose we'll see, won't we? So let's do this. Well, they can do, I'll do nights and floods. No chance I'll do a flood. No chance. So don't bother to have it on 2 tiers. If they do a flood, I'll be amazed. Just get him on 1 tier somehow, like that. No, he's gone the wrong way. Like that, then down. There we go, now he's on 1 layer. And then a good place to build a castle. Is this it? Yeah, that's it, just 1 person. I didn't read it. You don't need to, I'm not bragging, but when you're as good at this game as I am, there's no need to read. Because they're all easy. It's also nice to have a bit of surprise on later levels. I like to be surprised. It's quite fun at this game if you're doing a world and you think, oh, I'll just swamp their leader, and it's really hard and everything, and swamping leader would be really good, and then you can't swamp their leader, and you think, oh dear, what do I do now? So it's nice to have a bit of suspense, really. Yeah, he's going the wrong way, so put it on go to bubble magnet. So he goes the right way, and then get it off it and put it back to settle. So he builds again. I want to keep the trees, so get that bit up, then get the rock down, because the rock was on the same bit of land as the tree, almost. I think they're still very low on this, so that's all they have right now. And they're really slow at building. It's really funny when they can build really, when it says evil are very fast. They literally do this really fast. They build the land like it's really funny watching it. And then on to build again. Make sure he goes in the right direction. It's really frustrating when you want him to build and he's just he's the only walker you have, and he's just sort of going around in circles because he's touched the edge of the world. It's not just touching the edge of the world that makes them go crazy. It's whenever they can't go any further, like if they touch the water and they want to go somewhere. It's like a knight does it when they go near swamps and they can't get past, because knights won't go into swamps like walkers won't go into water, because knights are slightly cleverer. That's it. All going in a good direction. No, wrong way. Yes, good. Another one here. Go as far out as possible, then build land, because then you'll build loads of it, like that. And then you won't have to worry about following every single walker around to make sure he has land, because you know he has some, because you built tons of it. Yes, they're doing really well now. No, I don't think they'll even do a night in this. They certainly won't do a flood. They won't have enough mana to do a flood, because I'm really beating them. Yeah, I am hoping. I've put on my well, at the time of making this video, I put on my channel that I'm going to do all the Sonics on the Game Gear. I want to do all the Sonics on the Game Gear because they're slightly different from the Master System versions. Pardon me, and there are actually more Sonic games released on the Game Gear than on the Master System. So all the platform ones. I mean, I'm no good at Spinball. I just don't like that game. I mean, the 8-bit versions, i.e. Game Gear Master System versions, are pretty bad anyway, and the Mega Drive version, although much better, is still I don't like it. So yeah, there's with the Master System on the Game Gear, there's Sonic 1, 2, and Chaos. Chaos being, as I said before on that playthrough, the sort of the poor man's Sonic 3, because they knew they were releasing Sonic 3 on the Mega Drive and they wanted to give Master System and Game Gear owners a Sonic 3 as well, because they probably felt a little bit sorry for them. That Mega Drive was getting such a good game. Anyway, yeah, so there's Sonic 1, 2 and Chaos on the Game Gear. Well, they're slightly different. Sonic 1 is the most different from the Master System version. Sonic 2 and Chaos are just pretty much the same, although slightly harder and with slightly different music in some places. And there's also 2 other Sonic games on the Game Gear which weren't released on the Master System. A sequel to Sonic Chaos, because Sonic Chaos in Japan was called Sonic and Tails. And there's a sequel in Japan for Sonic Chaos, Sonic and Tails, called Sonic and Tails 2. And for the European and North American market, they called it Sonic Triple Trouble. It's quite rare on the Game Gear actually, but I do own it. It was I will say it set me back quite a few bob, as we used to say here in the UK. Yeah, quite a few bob it set me back. Sonic Triple Trouble with the box and the manual and everything, and I treasure it daily. Yeah, Sonic Triple Trouble. It was only released on the Game Gear, and it's so cool because Sonic has to deal with Dr. Robotnik. Knuckles makes his first 8-bit appearance. For the 8-bit, I mean, he wasn't on the Master System, but he is on Sonic Triple Trouble. So there's Dr. Robotnik, Knuckles, and someone named Knack the Weasel, also known as Fang the Sniper. I don't know what a sniper is, apart from a sharpshooter, but he doesn't have a gun. But he looks more like a weasel, so I'll continue calling him Knack the Weasel. It always reminds me of the Bobby Darin song, Mac the Knife. That always reminds me of that tune, Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's 2 more. I'll be doing them all, but 2 more games on the Game Gear, platformers, I mean. Yeah, Sonic Triple Trouble, which is actually quite good, although not nearly as good as Sonic Chaos, which isn't nearly as good as the first 2 in itself. So Sonic Triple Trouble isn't really that good a game in my opinion. It's actually quite difficult, I find. Might be because I haven't played it as much. And there's also Sonic Blast, which I don't mind telling you is terrible. It's another platformer. They tried to make it look like I mean, with Sonic Chaos, they really tried to make it look like the Mega Drive versions of Sonic the Hedgehog, but they sort of knew its limitations. You know, with Sonic Blast, they tried to make it look like Mega Drive too much, and the Master System, it doesn't work on the Master System. It just looks terrible, and the gameplay is terrible, and it's really easy, and yeah, Sonic Blast is rather horrid, but I'll be doing it anyway. And there's also another few Sonic games on the Game Gear, but not platformers. Yeah, there's Sonic Spinball again, which I don't really like. Sonic Labyrinth, which is a bit like Sonic 3D Blast, or Sonic 3D Blast Flicky's Island, for the Saturn and Mega Drive. Obviously the Saturn version's better, but yeah, Sonic Labyrinth, which is it's a sort of isometric, but I don't really like that either, Sonic Labyrinth. And there's Sonic Drift, which I've already explained this, which is actually Sonic Drift Racing 2 in Japan. It's actually called Sonic Drift Racing, and in Japan the same game is called Sonic Drift 2. Oh, about to lose a castle there. Just put on Fight and Settle. No, Fight and Settle. Yeah, it's actually called Sonic Drift 2 because Sonic Drift 1 wasn't released in Europe or America, so they released Sonic Drift 2 as Sonic Drift Racing. Please get rid of that, please. Yes, Sonic Drift 2 was released as Sonic Drift Racing in Europe, and Sonic Drift 1 in Japan wasn't released at all in Europe or America. And then there's also there's that one, which is racing, obviously, which is pretty bad. I don't mind telling you, they really went overboard with Sonic games on the Game Gear. And then there's also Sonic. No, there's no more Sonic games. There's Tails Adventure, which is like a platformer game, but just with Tails. But he doesn't do the spin dash or anything. He just sort of jumps around normally and collects items. It's a strange game. But it just has Tails in it. Needless to say, they're extremely rare. Sonic Drift, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Blast, and Tails Adventure, those four Sonic-related games on the Game Gear are really rare, and I don't actually own any of them. I only own on the Game Gear Sonic Spinball, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3, and Sonic Triple Trouble. No, not Sonic 3, Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble, so those 5. I don't own the other 4, Sonic Drift Racing, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Blast, or Tails Adventure. But I'll be doing playthroughs of them anyway at some point. I'm still hoping to get them at some point to complete my collection, but they really are quite expensive. They're extremely rare. I think there was one on eBay, a Tails Adventure on eBay, that went over £150. It's just maybe I'll be tempted to one day. But yeah. Anyway, back to Populous. Yeah, so I hope to do all the Sonic series on the Game Gear at some point. Anyway, so do Armageddon now. Alright, there's the Papal Magnet. My leader's over there for some reason, I don't know why. Probably because I had it on Fight and Settle. Yes, I don't know how this landscape's supposed to be futuristic. I mean, is this what they pictured for the future? That we'll be living on chessboards with perfectly geometric plants and geometric houses. 3D geometry, of course. So just let's shield him. He's actually he should have a bit of yellow. Yeah, because they have a quarter population full. Of course, I thrash him. So that was 51. We're still immortal. Low hit bar. And bitmap could we jump 5 at least. So same deal as last time, except we start with more people. I can't do floods, and it's bitmap. So let's go. Low hit bar. I will predict that they won't do a flood on this one again. I mean, I gave them they had a quarter population on the last one, and they didn't even do a night. So, yeah, build there, that's it. So, I don't think they'll do a flood on this one. Alright, so we had 3 people, so where's my third? That was my third. Alright. I'll squeeze a person out of here then. Yeah, evil generally start on the bottom of the world, the lower part, and good generally start on the top half. Although sometimes I've never known the roles reversed, but sometimes we both start on the bottom or both start on the top. But even when we do both start on the top, the good ones start slightly higher on the map. See if I can turn this into a castle. That's it, and then over there, and then over there. Good, that's what I want. Another castle. Good. Another person out of there. And again. Get you out again. Sort him out. And you can stay there. That person's gone. Yeah, so I'll just show you the Papal Magnet when I can, when I have enough mana. Because I didn't show it in the last bitmap world. The rock. Yeah, even though I can't see, if you just move quickly, then quickly do the lower land action, you'll quickly get it like that. It's a bit of a cheat, but it works. But I've always done it. If it's just one square out of reach. Yes, I'll move the Papal Magnet. So it's one of those old style computer mouses. Do you remember them? If you remember them, they're yeah, the ones with the flat buttons, and they weren't very ergonomic, because it was when computer mouses were only they were a new thing, and people didn't know if obviously designers didn't know if they'd catch on, so they just sort of made them without putting any proper ergonomic design in them. And then when they caught on, they started making them really ergonomic, like they are now, really sort of smooth and easy. And you know, those old ones like this, they sort of dug into your hands a bit because of the corners, whereas the new ones are nice and smooth and they don't do that. And the evil Papal Magnet is that. It's a joystick, one of those. It looks like an old Atari joystick with the one button on it, but with a red knob on top of it. So so it sort of looks like an Atari one, but slightly different for an Atari 2600 or 2600 or 260 tens. Anyway, yes, I'm easily winning again. Yeah, I sort of miss those old style computer mouses. I wonder if you can still get sort of like retro versions with for a USB that still have the two buttons on it but no scroll wheel, just for sort of retro use. Because I think they were sort of those sort of mice, or mouses rather. I think they were. Yeah, I think it's only mice if it's real mice. I think computer mouse is mouses. I'll say mouses. Yeah, I think those sort of mouses only use sort of the serial connection or maybe PS2 connection, not a USB. And my computer doesn't have a PS2 connection on it because it's too new, I suppose. Well, it's a laptop, so and it's a newer laptop, so I might have a look for one of those, because I used to like using those old mouses with the two buttons on it. Sort of be a bit nostalgic, although probably hurt my hand a bit. Right, so we're doing really well. Might as well make a night now. There's no point dilly-dallying, because it'll take me ages to. Because I can't really put it on Fight and Settle because they're so far away. So I'm not up to Volcano yet. So I'll do a night now. The Papal Magnet's already there, so because I put it there to show you. So yep. Get them all out, make a bit more land for later. That'll do. Make a night now. Make another leader quickly. Although he likes to gather into them, see, he'll gather into them. No, he wanted to, but he didn't. Good, and then put it on settle again. Pause, put it on find night so he doesn't go crazy. Because if he touches the water, the edge of the water, he goes crazy. No, he's already gone crazy. Yeah, he's gone crazy now. He'll snap out of it eventually. Maybe someone gathers into him. No, it doesn't matter. You snapped out of it. But there's still more to do. Luckily it's building towns or people, so I can make a big bridge like that. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the evil Papa Magnet there. It's sort of like a weird, yeah, Atari joystick. So he's doing damage now. Do a volcano, because it's a pretty fast perish rate, so a volcano will do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Do another one. Yeah, and they're pretty much finished now. So you didn't, no chance you're going to do a flood. There we go, big castle. Settlement number 9, I call it in my guide. Yeah, do have a look at my guide, it's pretty comprehensive. Is this it? Is this the last one? No, there's more. Bit more. He always knows where to go. The knight will always know where to go. Oh, there's one here. Yeah, there it is. Little Newton's cradle. No, there's one more. He's over here. Oh, there he is. Oh, a big castle. How dare they have this castle without my knowledge? So that's what they were up to. There we go. So I was on 50... can't remember what I was on actually. 56, wasn't I? Now I'm on 59, so the same type again. Lots of rocks. That's it, leave him there, then get rid of these rocks. Right, make a castle. So these rocks took a lot of mana away to get rid of them, but they must be gotten rid of, otherwise they'll hamper you later. There we go. Right, 2 men to sort out here. Where's my leader? Oh, for heaven's sake. This is really tricky because I don't have enough mana and there's too many rocks about. He's nearly dead. Right, that's him sorted. How about the other one? No, he died. It says too many rocks and I don't have enough mana. I had to choose one and I saved my leader because he's the better one. So look at all these rocks I have to get rid of. And the trees, you can't build anywhere. Actually see how fast population has been created now. Yeah, so he's on 0 at the moment. That castle is empty, apart from him. Right, get a person out of here. Get rid of the cigarette packet. Oh, but he's building quite a lot. That's it, that's your reward. No, he's coming out again. There you go. Good, not bad. Gave me 4 castles. Right. Leader has quite a bit of strength in him now. Gone back in. Where is he? Over there. Get rid of the floppy disk. Yeah, easily winning now. Right, is that done? Get rid of those. Get this stupid terrain down. They don't fight him. Oh good, he actually won. I didn't think he'd win that. Which is nice. Get rid of these at some point. For which one is he going? For whom is he going? Right, now go for the house, which he might lose this, but he might not. Good, he won. Oh, he's even strong enough to come out again. Good. Whoops, thought that was it. Alright, get above magnet again, do a knight. He's there. Evil house. Get rid of that forthwith. Oh, don't bother. That'll do. Good. More volcanoes you do, the more rocks are created. See, it didn't do a flood. Oh, water's fatal. Here he is. Right, one more. Here he is. That's that done. Suzzed. So 62, I jumped 3 again. Swamps, I mean nights and floods again, but rock and lava. That's it, perfect. Right. You see, if you remember how long I took to do Genesis, that was just to show you. See, I do these ones really quickly, but I can do Genesis in just as short a time. Some evil over here. Going for that one. Right, that didn't work. Annoying little colony over here. And back to fight and settle. There we go. There we go, good. You can come out and get that castle for me. Leader's dead. Their one, I mean, not mine. With a bit of tenacity I managed to get rid of all those evil houses. Then there's still some around. There we go. some volcanoes. Good. Get rid of these and that'll be it. Nope, that one got me. Get him down again. So they just end up going after all the people and not after the actual houses. It's really annoying. There we go. Get him. Out again. Hopefully they'll get the houses. Or just get them up anyway. Good, this one. Quite strong, that one. Yeah, he's quite strong. Missed him. Right, nearly done this one. And I think I'll call the video a day. Call it a day on the video, whatever the saying is. Houses over here. Oh, these ones are mine now. Get this up. Oh, why didn't you get him? At least this one's mine now. That's it, Armageddon. Oh, won anyway. And I won after the Armageddon. After I pressed Armageddon, so I still jump. I was on 61, and I'm now on 69. So even though I didn't win through the Armageddon, I was going to win anyway. Because I pressed Armageddon, it recognised it as an Armageddon victory, if you like. So I did more jumps because of the Armageddon. So Scomp Hill. Yeah, I'll do that in the next video. So 69 Scomp Hill. So thanks for watching and all that. Bye bye.